Hello everyone, True Zero Emissions here. We're riding on this old road here. I don't know where it is. Somewhere in California. Not far from Los Angeles, I guess. That probably doesn't help very much. There's lots of old roads in this area. I do want to encourage anyone that's even fascinated or interested or curious about the electric unicycle to give it a try and take it really slow. A lot of people try it out and they can't get the balance and they just get rid of it. Then there's other people that get the balance down and they start going really fast and then they crash really hard and they get rid of it. My recommendation, and this is why my approach, is take your time with it, and even if you feel comfortable, you can go fast. Doesn't mean you have to go fast. You can just always slow it down 10%, 20% from where you're comfortable. I mean, from where you think, like, oh, I can do this. And you're going really, really fast. You can always slow down, and that gives your body and mind a chance to learn more and become more familiar with riding. But if you don't want to ride an electric unicycle because you're afraid of getting hurt, well, people get hurt on bicycles too, but I was going to say you can get a bicycle, but you still have to be really, really careful. We have to be careful with anything we do, and we have to practice. See how I'm not riding directly behind him? That's because if he stops, I don't want to smash into him. So I'm riding off to the side. Now, if he stops and turns in front of me, I'll turn to where he was. I'll turn to my right. That's why I'm leaving some space between us. Dan the Fireman on YouTube channel, Dan the Fireman, calls it positioning yourself for safety on motorcycles, but really any micromobility. It really applies to any micromobility, any and all. There's a hiker. And it's just like going to the gym, where you may not want to go, but the most dedicated and committed go. As long as you're not injured, you can still go, and it makes a difference. It adds up. Okay, I'm putting my goggles on because it's getting dusty, and I'm getting dust in my eyes. And even though I'm wearing sunglasses, this is sand right here. So be very careful turning in sand. Very smooth and slow turns, gradual turns, no sudden movements of any kind. That's what I do. I mean, I still don't know how that Prius got up there. I don't know if they came up this way or a different way. I thought these roads were all closed. Not sure why he suddenly stopped right there, but I was luckily off to the side and I saw him. It's the reason I don't look away too long. I like to look around, but I need to always primarily be looking in front of me. Because in like half a second, if he stops, I can just run into him. And look, what if I went down there? Or what if he went down there if I crashed into him, right? We have to be real careful. So this is just charging the battery back up going downhill. And some people say, oh, it's only like 1% or 5% or not more than 10%. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but it's 100% savings on not having to buy brake pads, because these don't have brake pads. These have an electric motor, which is also a generator. And a generator has resistance when it's generating, right? And that's how it stops the electric unicycle. It's generating electricity. It's repolarizing the battery, right? Strengthening the plus and the minus, if we call it that. If you want a fun puzzle to solve, I would say experiment with extracting electricity directly from a magnet. Donald Lee Smith did it, and a lot of kids have done it that followed Don's work. I've seen videos on this, and it's something that interests me as well. And I'm not sure how to do it, but I'm studying it. Sometimes things are easier for kids because they haven't learned that something's impossible. So what older people have learned is impossible, kids, it's not impossible to them. And they just make it happen, they just do it. Even if they don't understand the physics or science or why it's doing it, they just did it. And then mathematics and can come later sometimes. Maybe the math comes later. Okay, everyone, this is the end of the path. This is where we started. So we'll see you in the next video. True Zero Emissions signing off. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Stop recording.